All right, the morning chat room review from November 15th. As I've said before, I'm going to start making videos to highlight some of what goes on in our chat room, and that is the new way I'm handling the results page, because I feel like it's far more educational than saying, hey, here was a trigger, here was a stop, look how high it went. Don't you wish you would remember? I think there's a lot more education to be had, and somebody PM'd me in chat and said, well, won't you, with these reviews, won't you be giving away some of your trading secrets and so on? And honestly, I'd be more than thrilled if people that aren't a member of our site benefit from these videos. I just want to help traders because, man, there's some bad people out there that are teaching some terrible things. So if I can help anybody, I'm thrilled to, because the learning process is very difficult, and it took me years and years to get to where I am. So if I can speed people along, I'm thrilled to do that. Now I'm making this video. It's during lunch, so I'm not considering a trade right now. So I'm just going to highlight some of the stuff from chat. These are going to be short videos, showing you the SPY here. Gap down today. It was way oversold, 4 days in a row down, and actually showing some strength today. So nice bounce in the SPY. A couple highlights from the chat room today to show why I called what I called. Or why other people called what they called. Hopefully there'll be some education in this for you. If you've watched our Trading Inflection Point, Whole Number Inflection Point free webinar, you might understand this trade a little bit. So I'm showing you 2-minute candles. This was the gap up in AMRN, which was on our gap playlist this morning. It really put in a lower high and then another lower high, a 2-minute buy setup here. I didn't call this on a 2-minute buy setup. There was a seller at 17. I said I liked it through 17. Because, and I like stacked catalysts if you watch my videos at all, I thought if we break through that 17 seller, you've got 2 potential catalysts above. One, a red to green, in other words, back through the open, which would be 1712. And just above that, 1716 lights up the high of day ticker, right? So you can see what happened. And that literally just scaled out all the way up in this one, and this one was a day maker for me. But that's a great setup. So if you don't understand it, feel free to email me. There's a very, very clean setup, met a lot of the parameters we teach. I want to highlight an idea that Nathan had in our chat room, which I thought was pretty darn impressive. It was GOOS. And it looked like this at the time, I believe. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But GOOS, Nathan put in the room, hey, do you guys like this over 66? And then Wayne Wayne was already on the mic, and I said, hey, Wayne, what do you think of Nathan's idea? Big seller at 66, gapped up yesterday. You can see yesterday's trading over here, right? So a huge gap up. Somewhere yesterday afternoon, it even got like a $100 price target on it. Then today it opens, sells off, and then kind of rips to new highs, topping out right at a whole number. We love whole number inflection points. There was also a seller on the tape right at 66. It also topped out there yesterday afternoon. So the call was through 66. Now, this doesn't look like much because you could say, well, it round tripped, but literally these are 2-minute candles. So within 4 minutes, you're up 60 cents. And if you waited about another 10 minutes or so, you're up $1.40, right? Or even more, yeah, somewhere around $1.40. That is a great post. And just to kind of highlight the teamwork in the chat room, Nathan, was all over that, and it met the parameters that we teach in our course. So that was a very nice trade there, and a great heads up by Nathan. TLRY. Speaking of whole number inflection points, Wayne called TLRY, had a nice early pop, and then kind of flagging, and then there was a seller on tape at 107. The one thing about TLRY is you have to give it, and I'm going to switch to 5-minute candles here now. You have to give it kind of a wide stop. Actually, 2 shows it a little better. By the time it broke 107, your worst case stop is going to be below the candle that triggered. So about $1 risk. Now that sounds terrible. On a $107 stock, $1 risk isn't that bad. But what happened was, it pulled back a little bit, didn't stop out, chopped around, and then we finally get the high of daybreak. It chopped around a little bit again, and then released. So from the 107 idea with $1 risk, which didn't stop out, it almost went up $7, right? So that's 7R trade and a beautiful heads up by Wayne. And this is really out of character for me, but I called it anyway. I'll go to the daily first on this DGAZ. It's just been decimated, right? This is the triple inverse ETF for natural gas. This is, what Wayne actually said, hey, what have you done with Mike? Because he couldn't believe I was calling it. Because I never trade this stuff. But it's so decimated. I mean, if you look at it, probably about 2 weeks ago, it was over $15. And then yesterday it actually hit 281. So then nat gas numbers come out, and I'll fast forward to today. And nat gas numbers come out, and they didn't blow anybody out of the water. In other words, natural gas, because this was tanking. The inverse is also true. Natural gas has been ripping higher. Then the numbers come out today, and they didn't blow everybody out of the water. And so this was a great opportunity for potential short covering. And this is what DGAZ looked like on an intraday basis, right? It had topped out right below that hole number 4, another hole number inflection point. I told everybody that, and this is when Wayne said, who are you? I said, this makes sense to me through 4. Worst case stop, risking a dime. And it breaks 4 and ends up going almost to 460. And I'm going to slide this over because I just got this private message in chat. I don't share names when somebody sends me a private message, but they made $1,200 out of that. And again, out of character for me, but just another example of being flexible in what we're looking at, and taking a trade where the risk, reward, and the macro picture and micro picture all line up and made sense. So there's just a few of the highlights from chat today. And again, hopefully I'm giving you some education value in these versus just posting a table of, hey, look how high this went after we called it. All right. You feel free to comment below the video and let me know what you think. It can be nice or it can be mean. I can take it. All right. Have a good day.